Jason, you've heard of AI, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, who hasn't at this point?
That's true. Who hasn't at this point? But who is using AI?
Everybody
That is
for
true.
everything.
That is true. Everyone is using it for everything, including this roastery in Finland because they are launching an AI blend of coffee. The results, which they say are surprising. I know. I know what you're thinking. So the thing is, this is Helsinki, an artisan coffee roastery based in the Finnish capital, has introduced a coffee blend that has been developed by artificial intelligence in a trial in which it hopes that the technology can ease the workload in a sector that traditionally prides itself on manual roastery.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's a lot of it's like a craft. It's like artistry of sorts.
Would you consider this like artisan if it has
Art,
AI in it?
art.
Artisan roastery.
Um, I guess the AI is not making the roast, as in it's not like generating it in terms of like actually roasting it physically. So
No.
maybe like the fact that they came up with the idea is fine.
Yes. So the thing is that it is only apt that the Helsinki-based Kaffa Roastery iconic blend was launched this week in Finland, a Nordic nation of 5.6 million that consumed the most coffee in the world at 12 kilograms per capita annually, according to the International Coffee Organization. I do have a couple more things to say about this, but before that, if you like interesting topics like this, consider subscribing. We put out interesting videos daily. We have a library of over 400 videos, and the thing is, subscribing's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it does really help out the channel. So consider subscribing. So the thing is, the blend, an AI-picked mixture with 4 types of beans, dominated by Brazil's velvety Fazenda Pinhal, is the end result of a joint project by Kaffa, Finland's third biggest coffee roastery, and local AI consultancy, Elv Eve. Yeah, so it's crazy that everyone's getting in on the AI hype. It's like this coffee place, coffee roastery.
I do question like how it got to this point in terms of like it obviously can't taste the beans. It can't, like figure it out. Like what would go well together. I mean, how does it know?
So we'll get to that in a second, but the thing is that leveraging models akin to ChatGPT and Copilot, the AI was tasked with crafting a blend that would ideally suit coffee enthusiasts' taste, pushing the boundaries of conventional like roastery. So the thing is, Kaffa Roastery's managing director and founder told the Associated Press on Saturday that the two partners wanted to trial how AI and its different tools could be of help in coffee roasting, a traditional artisan profession highly valued in Finland. So what they said, we basically gave descriptions of all our coffee types and their flavors to AI, instructed it to create a new exciting blend while showcasing AI iconics at the Helsinki Coffee Festival that annually brings in rotisseries and coffee aficionados. So they gave it a description, which makes sense because you like what you mentioned. It's like,
Yeah,
how's it
it
gonna
needs
taste it?
some text to go off of. But then again, the other thing that I question is that it needs to be trained on other data. It's like it would need to know what tastes good, like what was a good thing for coffee, like where
That's
is it
true.
getting these tasting notes from? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's only so much you could describe, I feel like, with coffee. Like you could describe like these flavors, and I do wonder how it tastes, to be honest. Because like
I mean,
um
typically with like a blend, it's like probably not too far off. I don't know. A
yeah,
lot of times you get like single origin or something to get the very specific flavors.
Yeah, because you could describe all you want how it tastes, but at the same time, I feel like it's subjective. It's subjective per person. Like if I taste it, it's gonna taste different than how you taste it.
I think it really also depends on like the roast. So it's like if he has a
Yeah.
dark roast, it might have different flavor profile than like a light roast.
Yeah, so the thing is that they mention, in addition to coming up with the chosen mixture of beans from Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia, and Guatemala, AI created the coffee package label and detailed taste description, basically saying it's a balance of sweetness and ripe fruit. But like,
Sounds like a lighter roast, yeah.
yeah, but at the same time, it's like how would it taste it? How would it know? You could
It should
describe
it
yeah.
should be like that, I guess, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't. I mean, I guess you'd have to have the AI blend fact checked, I guess, or like taste tested
Yeah.
by a professional roaster or taste tester to see if it matches the description of the AI.
Yeah, that's true. So the thing is, they acknowledged they were surprised that the AI somewhat weirdly chose to make the blend out of 4 different types of coffee beans rather than the usual 2 or 3, which allows distinction in taste between flavors from different origins. After the first test roasting and blind testing, Kafa's coffee experts agreed, however, that the tech-assisted blend was perfect and there was no need for human adjustments. I find that I don't know. I find that a little harder to believe because it's
What?
like okay, I feel like you can make a good cup of coffee. Like I feel like these people have made a good cup of coffee because
yeah.
they had good beans, they had
Yeah.
a description, but at the same time, it's like
The thing is that what they effectively said is like the coffee itself tastes really good or like really good and needs no adjustment. But like the whole thing is that it seems like it's different in the way that it's kind of all mixed together. So you're not getting like the more maybe not sophisticated, but it's like you get like the distinct flavors.
yeah,
So this one might be like I think they used to mention that like the tasting note was like it's fruity flavor,
yeah,
but it's not a very distinct fruit like coming out front. It's like it's a very fruity, so it's maybe like acidy,
yeah,
more acidic. But it's like it's not saying like it's cherry, strawberry, or like stone fruit. It's not saying like a very specific fruit.
yeah. That is true. It does make me really want to taste this cup of coffee though,
It's
because
probably a
it's
strong cup of coffee.
probably
Probably,
a strong. Yeah, they have so much in there. Yeah. So the thing is that according to Eve spokesman, AI Conic is a tangible example of how AI could introduce new perspective to seasoned professional while offering coffee lovers a new taste experience. Would you want to try an AI cup of coffee?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the time with these like when you think of like AI or like a computer generated something, you maybe think like robot and like cold and like calculated.
I would imagine that it doesn't taste good. To be honest, my
really?
honest opinion would be like, it's probably not going to make a good cup of coffee, or it's going to make something that tastes so normal that it's not unique.
I feel like that's kind of what it did is like made something very like a good cup, but it's not like it's noteworthy because it's like good.
Yeah.
But I really don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. Oh, a couple more things here too is that Kafa Roastery hopes the trial serves as an opener of dialogue between coffee professionals of things to come in the future in Finland, a nation that has both a strong coffee culture and passion for technology, with the flourishing startup scene. This trial was the first step in seeing how AI could help us in the future, adding that the project brought smoothly together the artisan skill of roastery and AI provided data. I think AI has plenty to offer us in the long run. We are partially impressed of the coffee taste description it created. But yeah, I think the thing is that if they continue to use AI, I wonder how different the flavor profiles with additional inputs would change. Like, let's say you could go through and say if you like the coffee, if you wish I had this, if the AI could start inputting.
I feel like it'd be kind of interesting to have. This would be an interesting concept though. If you had like your app, and then it like the AI could track like your personal preferences, and then like you go to a store and then it makes your blend
Oh,
based
okay.
on your preferences, and then it's like it just mixes all the different coffees together, grinds it up, makes a coffee for you, and it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is like something based on your flavor, or it's like, oh, make something interesting, and it's like, okay, it grinds up different beans, and it's like, oh, here you go, this
That's
should be interesting. It's like,
crazy.
I want something fruity, and it's like, okay, here you go.
But yeah, think about this too. Like, let's say that you have, like what you mentioned, like
Mm-hmm.
you have an app, you were able to order your cup of coffee, specifically yours, and then you mentioned it's like, oh, I really love this cup of coffee. You could order the same exact thing, and it will always come out the same. Yeah, if it's AI
Theoretically.
assisted, and if the computer is
Mm-hmm.
blending the coffee, or the machines are blending the coffee. Yeah, I think it would be interesting, but I would want to know from our audience what they think about this. Would they try an AI cup of coffee, the AI iconic cup of coffee? But yes, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.